Everyone wants to do better in voiceover. They want to read better, they want to book more work, they want to audition better. But how do you actually get a better voice? And is there such thing as a better voice? I think personally, you need to learn how it works. And that's helped me a lot. And how does the voice work? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jesse Carroll, professional voice actor and coach. And today we're going to talk about the voice. You know, in all the voiceover classes I've been into, there's an emphasis on all the areas of voiceover work, but very little on how the voice actually works. And I think it's really important to know this. The reason I think so is because when I was training to be an actor years ago, I went to a conservatory school, and every day for a year, we had to do an hour of voice work in the day. And as I coach more and more voice actors, I'm always thinking like, what is it? What is it that I did that made this not a difficult grind for me to get into? Like, voiceover was not difficult. Like, why was I starting off further ahead than most people? And I think a lot of it has to do with the voice training that I received, not voiceover training, because I haven't really had a whole lot. I've trained with some fantastic voice teachers, voice coaches, some incredible ones, top tier, top shelf ones, but not a lot of classes. Now, in voiceover, it's super important to have a clear and resonant voice. What's a clear and resonant voice? So if you can hear my voice right now, if you're listening, like, it sounds full, right? Wouldn't you say? It's got like some mid-tone, some deep tones, some higher tones to it, and my speech is very clear. You can understand everything I say. That wasn't always the case. When I was going to acting school, I had a hard time in voice class. I had a really hardcore Canadian accent. I used to speak really fast. I'd jam all my words together. People wouldn't understand what I'm saying. So my voice teacher, not my voiceover teacher, but my voice mechanism teacher, his name's Ian Raffel. He was the head of the Canadian Voice Institute or something. He's like a big shot voice guy in Canada and worldwide as well. Ian Raffel, check him out. He worked with me a lot. We would do simple exercises in order to release your voice. Because, you know, most people, unless they've been trained, hold a lot of tension. They hold a lot of tension in their throat, a lot of tension in their shoulders, a lot of tension in their chest, and they breathe really shallow, which is the antithesis to sounding like you have a resonant and clear voice. You want to be able to breathe in deep. So before we get into all this stuff, like, how does the voice actually work? Let's dive into that. So this is probably going to seem basic to some people, but just visualize this as I talk about it. So when you breathe in, what happens is your diaphragm, which is like a little disc, picture a disc right below your belly button. It's like right down there. So when you breathe in, your diaphragm contracts and it pulls your lungs down, which makes room for all the breath to come in. Now, as the breath comes in and it goes back up, it hits up here through your, I think it's around there somewhere. When I was learning voiceover, they brought in like a little skull and like a little skull thing to show you, like with the throat, to show you how it all works and everything that had the vocal cords. So anyway, I don't have that right now, so I'm just gonna have to like mime it. As the breath comes back up, it goes into the voice box, which is also known as the larynx, I think, pretty sure. I'm gonna go with larynx. I'm just gonna own it.
Larynx.
Anybody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, if I'm butchering this. But anyway, the air passes through your vocal folds, which are two like folds, like skin, tendons, muscles, like they're just two folds in your voice box. And the air vibrates in there, and that's what creates the sound. But what creates a full sound is that vibration. It can vibrate in your chest, and you can direct it by visualizing. Vibrate in your chest, it can vibrate in your cheeks, it can vibrate in your nasal passages. That's why some people have a more nasally voice, because they're resonating in their nose. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have a big nose either. I got a big nose, sometimes I resonate there. But I'm just saying, you can resonate in the top of your head. That's what they call a head voice in singing. When you sing like at like falsetto and you go like, that's resonating in your head voice. That's what creates that sound. Now, how are words actually formed? Words are formed by obviously your tongue, but also your teeth and your jaw and your soft palate. These vibrations, as I hit the mic, these vibrations are hitting your soft palate, hitting your teeth, and hitting your tongue, and it's creating a sound. It's actually pretty amazing when you think about it, almost magical. All these things working in succession in order to create dialogue that you then speak, and in like rapid time too. So why do you care? How does this help you? Most people do this stuff unconsciously, and they've learned really bad habits through their life. So I've got some students that start off with beautifully resonant voice that is with speech that's so clearer than mine. And that's great. And they get working right away because they've got that part handled. So all they need to do is learn to read. Now I've got other students their speech isn't so clear. They have shallow breath. They're not resonating as full as they could be. Their speech isn't free. It's stuck in the back of their throat. And those people got to work a little bit harder. They may be able to read fantastic, but there's something off about the voice. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you hear a singer sing off pitch, no matter how good they are at singing that song, if it's off pitch, you're like, oh, whoa, what's that? You know what I mean? And then some people, they sing so beautifully in tune. They may not be the best singer in the world, but if it's just perfectly in tune and they've got a full voice, it draws you in. So what are some things that you can do to help your connection to your voice, to help free it? Well, one thing you can do right away is practice breathing. With me right now, just breathe in. Breathe in fully into your belly. One thing you can do is you can lay down on your back, put a book on your belly and breathe in and try and lift the book up with your belly. And do this like 5 to 10 times. Do it before you start doing voiceover in the day. Do a bunch of that. Then you can do another exercise they call the siren exercise, where you start really low and you try to go to a high voice. But picture the sound starting in your belly and going all the way up through the top of your head. And you're gonna feel really dumb while you're doing it. It's gonna sound like this. So do it with me. Go like this. Start off with a low, breathe in, fill up your belly, and go. Sounds like nails on a chalkboard. What that does is it opens you up to like how you can resonate your voice. Your chest, huge resonator. Bang your chest. Get in touch with that. The reason we're saying is because we don't want to involve our articulators just yet. We're just trying to free the voice so it comes out easy, so it's not just stuck in the back of your throat like a lot of people have issues with. Now, once you feel that you can actually resonate in your chest and resonate down in your belly. You hear the pitch sound different when you do that? I'm not putting on a voice. That's my voice naturally free. I'm just resonating in different areas. I can resonate in my nose, my nasal area. It's still me talking. It's just more nasal. Can resonate in the top of your head. What you really want to aim for in voiceover is a combination between like resonating like just in your face and your chest, mid voice. You want to have this vibrating and your face vibrating at the same time. You want your voice to be clear and coming out, not in the back of your throat. You want it to come out. Another thing that you can do to actually get a good sense of this is get like a coffee straw, like a really thin straw, and just blow on it while you're humming. Go like sing, do like happy birthday. I wish I had like a straw here. I've got this thing. Oh, here it is. This I got off Amazon. I'll put a link to it actually. It's great. It's called the Sing Ring. So like whenever my voice gets tired and whenever I'm tired, or if my voice just isn't free, you can use this thing. And what it's gonna do is gonna help train your body to move your voice forward instead of having it locked in your throat. So like what we were doing the happy birthday thing here. Now I'm just gonna do it again, but using the Sing Ring. Sounds terrible, right? But now my voice is more forward because it's training your vocal folds to contract in unison. So once you can feel your vibration in your chest, your voice is forward, you can feel vibration in your nose, your cheeks, your mouth, top of your head. Once you got a good sense of that, and it's gonna take a while. This is practice that you can do every day. Just by humming and going ha. Before you start doing voiceover, hum, do the siren exercise, and say ha, ha. Breathe in through your mouth while you're doing this. Normally I tell everybody to breathe in through their nose throughout the day, but when you're doing voiceover or you're doing voice training, breathe in through your mouth so you can get all in. Ha. Now for the articulators. What's one thing that you can do to help have clear speech? Well, in order to have clear speech, the best thing you can do is practice having clear speech throughout the day. In your conversations with other people, notice. You just notice. You don't have to try and change anything, just notice. Are you talking at a natural pace, or are you nervous and you're talking really quickly? Are you jamming words together? Are you properly pronouncing all the consonants and vowels? One thing that you can do to really help this is do 50 tongue twisters a day. Now, most people when they do tongue twisters, they try to do them really quickly. Don't do that. Do the tongue twisters really slow and really hit all the consonants, all the T's, the P's, the D's. It's gonna give your tongue, your teeth a workout. It's gonna give your soft palate a workout. All the articulators, it's gonna give it a good workout. Do that every day. And then practice clear speech while you're talking. You know, these are just some simple things to get in touch with the resonance of your voice, your articulators, practicing clear speech. The best thing that you can do is find a voice teacher. I'm not a voice teacher, I'm a voiceover coach. I can help you get better at voiceover. But if you really want to improve your voice and have clearer speech, get in touch with a voice teacher. This doesn't have to be a singing teacher, although singing teachers can help with resonation and all that kind of stuff. Not so much the articulation, but if you live in a major city or even a small town, just Google your town plus voice teacher and just ask them, you help free voices. Can you help me with my resonation? Can you help me discover my resonators? Can you help me articulate more and have clearer speech? Super important in voiceover. Because the thing is, if people can't understand you and you can't speak effortlessly, you're gonna have a hard time. That's not to say you can't do it. I've seen people with like proper speech impediments do well in voiceover because they have a unique voice. But you wanna be able to have access to everything. And hands down, the people with the clearest speech that I've heard are definitely working the most. There's just something about it, you know? There's more to voiceover than how your voice sounds, but if it's clear and it's really resonant, it draws people in. They're like, oh, whoa, who's that? And once you understand how your voice works, and you're able to articulate clearly and properly, and you can speak freely and your resonators are all going, now you can infuse it with emotion. You can do whatever's asked of you. That's my offering to you, is to learn more about the voice. This was just a super basic rundown of what it is. I suggest Googling it, learning more. There's books and books and books on it. There's a book out there by Patsy Rottenberg. She taught Judi Dench, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart how to speak. You ever heard their voices? Yeah, it's great. Among others. She teaches in London. She teaches in New York City. I've never taken class with her, but she's got an amazing book out there called The Right to Speak. And I'm gonna put a link to it in the description. I highly recommend you read it and do all the exercises. And check out your local listings for a voice teacher. Someone that can help you have clearer speech and free your voice. Google free your voice. I'll link to something. I'll find a video or something about freeing your voice and some things that you can do to do that, because it's super important. My voice was really caught in my throat before and my speech was not so good. It was like really garbled and not very articulate. And the way I speak now is completely free. I don't think about it. So I'm not telling you to put on a voice. What I'm saying is to work with what you have and to free it so you maximize your voice. It's so important, like connecting with your breath and your resonators and your articulation, that I do it every single day. Every day I do a warm up. I don't do voiceover until I've done a warm up because there's no point. It's that important. And if I miss a day working on my breath, my articulators, my resonators, I can tell. And I definitely don't book as much. If you guys would like me to take you through a warm-up, I'll do it. So put in the comments. If you want me to do a warm-up video that you guys can follow along with and do every day, I'll put one together and I'll film it on YouTube. But let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see, and I'll put it together. Then we can warm up together daily. So aside from Patsy Rottenberg, there's also a really good YouTube channel called Improve Your Voice, I think it's called. I'll put a link to it in the description as well. It's a British dude. If you see the British dude, if you see this, I'm a fan. I don't know your actual name. I'm sorry. I just know that your YouTube channel is called Improve Your Voice. Anyway, he's got a ton of different exercises and stuff. You can just follow along. And honestly, what I usually do every day is I just find a YouTube warm up for your voice, and that's what I do. But I've also trained for a long time, and a warm up for me is good. That's all I need to do, is just a little bit of a workout every day. But if you're brand new to training your actual voice, your mechanism, another thing you can do is Denise Woods, who also happens to be Halle Berry's voice coach. She has a book called The Power of the Voice, and it takes you through a really high level breakdown of what your voice is, how it works, how you can improve it. There's a bunch of exercises that you can follow along. I recommend the audiobook version. And on her website, she also has a full like hour-long voice warm-up that she takes you through. And I think it's only like 15 bucks. I'll link to that as well. And these are some simple things that you can do every day to improve your voice. The voice you have right now is the voice you've got, but it's also the result of a bunch of habits through your life. And you got to undo those habits if you want to free your voice, if it's not already free. If you've never trained before, you can definitely improve your voice. Is it the only thing that matters in voiceover? Absolutely not. But if you're having trouble in voiceover, if you're not booking the work, if you're doing all the things like getting tons of auditions, if you're in class and you're still not getting there, work on your voice. It might just be something simple like freeing up your voice. So I highly encourage you to do it. Check out the links and warm up every single day as I punch my hand. This video wasn't as funny, but it's getting there. Anyway, that's my rant. Thank you so much for watching. 6,000 subscribers. Woo! Thank you everybody for subscribing. And please, for those who haven't subscribed, subscribe. Do it now. Like this, share it with somebody. Paurush, the editor, you're a stud. I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. Me and Paurush in 10 minutes are about to have our first Zoom call. We're gonna break down some stuff that we can work on to raise the bar on this channel. Entertain you guys and give you some actionable stuff to help you in your voiceover career. So thanks for coming on this journey with me. It's been a hell of a ride, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do this. You can do this. Stay away from the negative people. Anybody can do this. It's just some people have an easier time than others. Some people just, they've got more experience working on their voice. So if you're having a rough time, you're just gonna have to work a little bit harder, but you can turn it around. Anyway, stay positive, stay the course, keep doing it. Anybody can do voiceover. If you can speak, you can do it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. That's my rant. And if you wanna work with me one-on-one, you wanna be in my community, you wanna learn how to do voiceover from scratch, check the links below. There's a link to the Jumpstart course. There's a link to the community, 2 different things. There's a link to talk to me, 15 minutes. I'm not gonna try and sell you anything, but if you wanna know more about my courses, you can do it. If you wanna get pointed in the right direction, maybe I can help you. We'll see. Anyway, it's free. Check it out. Have a wonderful day. We will see you in the next one. Peace. In just simple exercise, as I say, I got a trained voice. I'm just fucking everything up. Who is, and then we can warm up. Then we can warm up. Warm up.